Hello, everybody. How are you all today? It's New Year's Eve, right? So tomorrow is the year 2020. And so, but today I'm going to talk about the top five superstars of the year 2019. I'm going to start from five all the way to number one. Now, this is just my opinion. Mine may vary from yours. So, sit back, watch wherever you are, at home, at work, waiting in an office, waiting for an appointment, wherever you have time to watch this video. So just sit back and enjoy. Alright, for number five, I'm going from five to one, as it should be in my countdown of the top five WWE Superstars of 2019. So for my number five pick, I'm going with Bayley. Now, some of you might disagree with me on this. Some of you could put arguably Brock Lesnar on this. I decided not to put Brock Lesnar on this list because even though he's been champion, Universal Champion till WrestleMania and Universal Champion till SummerSlam, and then now he's currently the WWE Champion, he just hasn't wrestled much, right? Only a couple times a year. Well, Rumble last year, WrestleMania, came back for Money in the Bank, came back at Extreme Rules, wrestled SummerSlam, wrestled at SmackDown, and wrestled Survivor Series. The reason I put Bayley on this list is because she and Sasha Banks were the first ever women's tag team champions when they won it at Elimination Chamber. The first ever. They held it till WrestleMania, and then that's when Sasha Banks took her break and Bayley was back on her own as a solo competitor. So let's skip to Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is when Bayley won Money in the Bank by climbing up the ladder and reaching for the briefcase, pulling it down, making her the Money in the Bank winner, where she could cash in anytime for a women's title match, which she did later tonight when Charlotte defeated Becky Lynch, if you remember, become the SmackDown Women's Champion, and then a few minutes later, Bayley cashed in her Money in the Bank and defeated Charlotte to become the Women's Champion. Now Bayley had a feud with Alexa Bliss for 2 months, which she won. Then she had a match with Ember Moon at SummerSlam, which she won, right? Now, September is when she changed, when she turned. Her best friend Sasha Banks returned the night after SummerSlam, turning on Natalya, turning heel. In a week or a week after, 2 weeks after, Becky Lynch and Bayley were in a match, and Sasha Banks was hitting Becky Lynch repeatedly with the chair. Bayley grabbed the chair from Sasha Banks. I think all you remember this. You think, oh, what's Bayley gonna do? Then she swung the chair over and over on Becky Lynch's back, signaling her heel turn. Now Bayley didn't change her attire, didn't change her look. For about to Hell in a Cell, she was delusional, thinking she's a perfect role model for everybody. But she lost the title match to Charlotte. And on SmackDown, I think it's a debut no, not the debut SmackDown. SmackDown after, I'm not sure which one it was. It was a main event match. Bayley came out with a whole new attire. No more ponytail. She had a pickaxe, destroying the Bayley buddies. And, frankly, destroying the lovable Bayley that everybody loved at NXT. Even all the little girls who had their ponytail. All that destroyed. And now Bayley is teaming up with Sasha Banks. And she is still champion to this day. Well, actually, she's not champion. She actually, my mistake. She won the title back on a SmackDown from Charlotte. Yeah, that was draft day. That was the first draft day of SmackDown, the 11th of October. And Charlotte, of course, moved the Raw, right? She got drafted to the Raw. So there you have it. That's my number 5. Number 5 pick was Bayley. You could agree or disagree. It's up to you. Now we go on to number 4. For number 4, I'm going with the Fiend, or also known as Bray Wyatt, which is, I guess, his main persona. The Fiend is the demon supernatural-like persona, where I think Bray Wyatt has a multi-personality disorder, right? That's what his character is. Now, the Fiend hasn't been wrestling for very long. His first official match was in August against Finn Balor, which he won easily, very easily, as we all expected. Now, Bray Wyatt needed this change. As remember last year, he was in a tag team match with Matt Hardy that was not really going anywhere. So this gimmick change really, really helped him. And look where he is now. Most popular superstar on the roster, especially on the male side. So as I said, he made his debut in August against Finn Balor, easily disposing of Finn Balor where he took a break and now he's on NXT. That's a whole nother story. And then he was immediately entered the title program with Seth Rollins for a Universal title, which some people may agree or disagree that he shouldn't be in the title program, that he doesn't need a title to have great stories with, which I agree. I think he's a type of character, type of wrestler that doesn't need a title, but he's the most popular character they have, so I understand why they put him in the title picture with Seth Rollins. So they had a match at Hell in a Cell, which, yeah, people hated. The Fiend lost due to a no contest, right? Seth Rollins was beating the crap out of him with all those weapons laid on him. Yeah, what can I say? That was not good. That could have killed the Fiend right there. Luckily, WWE was able to salvage him in that crown jewel. The Fiend became the Universal Champion. Universal Champion, yeah. As you know, the Universal title is on SmackDown now, right? Because the Fiend has been drafted to SmackDown, where Brock Lesnar, who was drafted to SmackDown, became the WWE Champion after beating Kofi Kingston on the SmackDown Fox's debut. Decided to go to Raw, so they're making the WWE title a Raw brand exclusive title. So in short, Universal titles on SmackDown, WWE Championship title, whatever, is on Raw. So the two main titles switched brands this past October, November. So the Fiend, now Universal Champion, entered a feud with Daniel Bryan, which he defeated at Survivor Series. And all of a sudden, The Miz got involved in this feud. And you know The Miz and Daniel Bryan can't stand each other. They're like destined to always face each other. So, this one night on SmackDown, the Fiend pulled Daniel Bryan, like pulled out his hair and stuff. So, Daniel Bryan did not face the Fiend at TLC, but instead, The Miz fought not the Fiend at TLC, but Bray Wyatt in his red shirt, blah blah blah. Bray Wyatt, who was waving to the crowd. Yeah, not the Fiend. Remember that. It was Bray Wyatt. And that's when Daniel Bryan made his return with shorter hair, shaved beard. A more serious Daniel Bryan looks like, right? A lot more serious Daniel Bryan. And now, Daniel Bryan has a title shot at the Royal Rumble, which, let's get this over. He's not going to win this match against the Fiend. The Fiend, in my opinion, will hold the title to at least WrestleMania, and after Daniel Bryan, he will enter a feud with Roman Reigns. That's the speculation. The rumors are saying that the WrestleMania match is probably going to be the Fiend versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. And I do think that's going to happen. So there's my number 4. Now on to number 3. Now for my number 3 pick, I'm going to go with Kofi Kingston of the New Day. Now, Kofi Kingston rise to becoming WWE Champion was a bit of a surprise to me and probably everybody, as he was not expected to be the WWE Champion at all. He's been in the company for over a decade now, right? So nobody saw this. And what a Universal, no, WWE title reign he had. So he put on great matches at Elimination Chamber and at Fastlane, which he came up short. Then at WrestleMania came his moment, his WrestleMania moment, when he beat Daniel Bryan to become the WWE Champion. That's a moment he'll never forget. It's a WrestleMania moment, and moments, those were moments you never forget. His first defense was Kevin Owens, who was forced to turn heel just for 1 month because Daniel Bryan was out with concussion. As people expected, Daniel Bryan wasn't hurt. They would have had one more match, but since he had a concussion, he wasn't cleared, so they had to turn Kevin Owens heel. Had that one match after the WrestleMania, which Kofi retained. Then he entered a feud with Dolph Ziggler. What can you say? This was more of a good matches there and there. They put on good matches, but you knew Dolph Ziggler wasn't going to win those titles, the title off Kofi. And then he entered the biggest feud, I would say, of his title reign with Randy Orton. As you remember, Randy Orton and Kofi had history about 10 years ago. Kofi, he doesn't forget. Remember, Randy Orton called him stupid, stupid, stupid. Right? You could say he kind of buried their reign. Like Randy Orton kind of buried Kofi Kingston's rise there about 10, 11 years ago. Or maybe even a little bit less than that. And now they had a match at SummerSlam. Yeah. Which ended, I think, in a no count out. Everybody hated that. But Randy Orton went up to his family and Kofi got pissed. And so, yeah, ended in no count out. Then he defended it one more time against Randy Orton and lost. No, they didn't lose. He won the title. He kept the title until the debut Fox on October the 2nd, I believe. I'm not sure. The first Fox Friday, whatever, of the SmackDown debut on Fox, when he was challenged by Brock Lesnar to a WWE title match. Now, people are not happy about this because how it went down. People expected a match, but Kofi just charged Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar picked him up and F5 him. 1, 2, 3, and Brock Lesnar became the WWE Champion. Kofi Kingston's title reign was a successful one, a long successful one. Now, where he went on from there, fortunately Xavier Woods is injured with Achilles. So the New Day is really down to 2 men. But lucky for them, they became tag team champions. And New Day is killing it as tag team champions right now. So that's where Kofi Kingston is right now as a tag team champion with Biggie Langston. Or Biggie Langston. He's not called that anymore. So there you have it, number 3. Kofi Kingston is my number 3 pick. For number 2, I'm going to tell you that in a bit. So now for my number 2 pick, I'm going to go with the recently healed Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins had a good 2019. Don't sell yourself short. Despite what you think of him, he had a good 2019. He won the Royal Rumble, right? He won the Royal Rumble 2019. That's a good start. And then at WrestleMania, in the first match, defeated Brock Lesnar to become the Universal Champion. And then he had a great match with AJ Styles on Money in the Bank, which he retained. Then Extreme Rule, then you could say after that, his title program with Baron Corbin was, not so great. Then he had a mixed tag team match with him and Baron Corbin versus Lacey Evans, Becky Lynch. So Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, his real life girlfriend, taking on Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin. And when Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch won, that's when Brock Lesnar cashed in his Money in the Bank and destroyed a really tired and beat up Seth Rollins to become the Universal Champion once again. And then at SummerSlam 2019, Seth Rollins defeated Brock Lesnar to become the Universal Champion a second time in 2019. I think he might be the only guy since Brock Lesnar came back from WWE to beat Brock Lesnar twice in 1 year. Remember, he did it 3 times, but that first time was a triple threat match. Remember, he cashed in at WrestleMania against Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, but he never pinned Brock Lesnar. He pinned Roman Reigns to become the WWE champion at the time. That's his first time, but this time he defeated Brock Lesnar twice clean. One at WrestleMania and one at SummerSlam. And then he entered a short title program with Braun Strowman, but as friends and allies, right? Not as champions. They had a tag team match where they lost the tag team titles to Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Then they had a match in the main event for the Universal title, which Seth Rollins won. Then the Fiend at the end of the show showed up. He gave him the mandible claw. And then he had the title program with the Fiend, which he retained at Hell in a Cell, as I said before. Then he lost the title to the Fiend at Crown Jewel. And now, after that, he led the Raw Survivor Series tag team at Survivor Series, which they lost to SmackDown and Roman Reigns. And then the next night, he wasn't complaining. He was calling everybody out how the Raw sucked and all that. And then you knew a heel turn was coming. And a couple of weeks later, when Kevin Owens was looking for the LP in the back with the pipe that Rey Mysterio led him, there was a van there, something like that. He opened the back, there was a seat there, and somebody in a hoodie. The LP beat the crap out of Kevin Owens, and then that seat turned around, that chair turned around to reveal Seth Rollins when he unveiled himself by taking off the hoodie. And Seth Rollins came out after that to say a great promo, kind of Bret Hart like, but not exactly. And then him and the LP formed a trio, and they started to beat the crap out of everybody. Kevin Owens, and then they went after Rey Mysterio for giving Kevin Owens that lead pipe. And then last week on Raw, when they wanted to put Rey Mysterio through the table, the announce table, they told Samoa Joe to move, and Samoa Joe stood his ground as a warning not to mess with them, right? Seth Rollins said, "All right, we don't have no trouble with you, no beef." But then as he walked away, he said, "Get him," and then ALP beat the crap out of Samoa Joe. So yes, Seth Rollins had a great 2019. Don't take this away what you think about him. Whatever you think about him doesn't apply to this. Yeah, he does say a lot of silly stuff on social media, but it doesn't that doesn't fault him for what a great 2019 he had. Now on to number one, and from this shirt, you'll guess who number one will be. Now, this is an old shirt of hers from years back when she was known as the Last Kicker. So you could tell that my number one pick is going to be the man, Becky Lynch. Now, let's not forget this. Becky Lynch was the first SmackDown Women's Champion in 2016. Don't forget that. That's important. But that was when she was the last kicker, right? This is what the shirt is. The last kicker. So, how did she become my number one pick in the top 5 WWE Superstars 2019? Simple. It all started at SummerSlam 2018 when Charlotte won that triple threat match. Becky Lynch was so dejected that she knocked out Charlotte. She was heartbroken. That signaled a heel turn. That was supposed to be a heel turn, but she cheered so loud. And she was a heel for like a month or two, but they turned her face, and she was SmackDown Women's Champion by defeating Charlotte in Hell in a Cell in 2018. The next program was going to be with Ronda Rousey. Unfortunately, Becky Lynch got hurt when in that brawl, SmackDown invaded Raw, and Nia Jax punched Becky Lynch, breaking her nose, her face, breaking her face or whatever. That even made Becky Lynch even more popular. So Charlotte had a match against Ronda Rousey Survivor Series. This really helped Becky Lynch, right? And at TLC in 2018, it was a triple threat match. TLC match for the SmackDown Women's Championship with Asuka, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. Remember, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair were both on the ladder when Ronda Rousey interfered, knocked them both, allowing Asuka to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. So, Becky Lynch then challenged Asuka for the title at Royal Rumble last year, which Becky Lynch lost. Unfortunately, due to an injury to Lana, Becky Lynch took her place in the Royal Rumble and eliminated her former friend Charlotte to become the number one contender for any of the women's titles. It could be for Raw or SmackDown. Inevitably, she chose Raw because she wants to beat Ronda Rousey. She wants to be the one to beat Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, which will be a moment no one will forget. And so, Becky Lynch was kind of anti-authority a little bit there, right? Remember, she apologized to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, but Vince McMahon had none of it and made Charlotte Flair replace Becky Lynch in that match at WrestleMania to face Ronda Rousey. Fortunately, Becky Lynch was able to get into that match, and what a match that was at WrestleMania. Despite the ending, that even though she pinned Ronda Rousey, it was not a good finish. She didn't make her tap or nothing like that. After that, she entered a program with Lacey Evans. Say what you say about Lacey Evans. She's not that bad. She has a great character. She's not a bad wrestler. Right? And then, that program ran for like 2 or 3 months. Okay? Yeah. And then she had that 1-month program with Natalya at SummerSlam. The only reason they did that match was because Natalya's from Canada and SummerSlam was in Toronto, which is part of Canada. Alright, so after that, the returning Sasha Banks entered the title program with Becky Lynch. Now, they had 2 good matches. One in the Night of Champions and one at Hell in a Cell. The Night of Champions was okay, but the Hell in a Cell match was amazing. One of the best matches of the year in WWE. And after that, Becky Lynch entered a short program of Brand Supremacy against Shayna Baszler of NXT and Bayley of SmackDown. As you know, they were all champions of their respective brand. The thing is, Sasha Banks was on the SmackDown tag team, whatever. That match was not that good. I don't think it was that good. Becky Lynch was protected there, right? Shayna Baszler made Bayley tap, giving NXT the win, but Becky Lynch got the last laugh by beating up Shayna Baszler, putting her on the table, and then going on the barricade and jumping, doing a leg drop onto Shayna Baszler, bringing her through the table. And then she entered a short tag team program with her, I guess, frenemy, Charlotte Flair, to face Asuka and Kairi Sane for the women's tag team titles at TLC, which they lost. No one expected them to win. But it was a disorganized match. Unfortunately, Kairi Sane got hurt, so that had to change a lot of things. She protected Kairi Sane very well. And now we come to a full circle with her and Asuka. Now they're going to enter a match at a Royal Rumble. It has been confirmed that Becky Lynch will take on Asuka for Raw Women's Championship, the Raw Women's title. The way this is set up is that Becky Lynch has never defeated Asuka. She won against Asuka, but that was a DQ. But she wants to be by pin or submission because she'll feel complete once beating Asuka. Her, she needs this win at Royal Rumble, and I think she will win at Royal Rumble. So there you go. Becky Lynch is my number one pick for the most successful superstar on each brand, Raw, SmackDown, not including NXT. Thank you for listening. You can agree or disagree. Comment below. Thank you. Subscribe. Comment below.